Hello, I am National Team Mexico, and welcome to my channel. I am going to be predicting Mexico's 18 teams, where they will stand at the end of the season. I will be telling you guys the new incorporations and talking just a little bit about some players and why some teams are going to end up where they will be ending up. So let's have some fun. Hopefully you guys like it. Enjoy. Okay, and in 18th place, I am going to choose Atlético San Luis, a team last season that won 3 games, 2 draws, and 12 losses. I'm going to predict them again to be in 18th place. They have a new coach, Leonel Rocco. We have to see what he has to do with this new team. They got new players in Damian Batalini from Argentinos Juniors, not the best forward. John Duque, a defensive midfielder from Colombia, who played in Millonarios last season. They got 2 players from Necaxa, Ricardo Chavez and Ian Gonzalez. 1 forward and 1 defensive player. Federico Guino and Javier Gomez is coming from Toluca, and Lucas Pasarini might stay in Necaxa. They did lose Mauro Quiroga, their killer striker, and Matias Catalan. So we're going to have to see where this team ends up. I don't have much faith in them. I don't think they're going to improve that much because they didn't really change much all around the field. We just have to see what this coach comes up with, and maybe we'll be in for a surprise, but I feel like they're going to end up there in 18th place. Okay, so now in 17th place, a team that finished 13th last season with 4 wins, 7 draws, and 6 losses, and had 19 points. I have a feeling that Juarez is going to drop a little bit. They changed coaches. They got Luis Fernando Tena now. They got Andres Iniestra from Pumas, Matias Garcia from Gimnasia, Iron del Valle from Millonarios. They did lose Bruno Romo and Mauro Fernandez, along with Javier Caballero, the coach. I don't think they're going to do as good as they did last season. They're a team that used to play with balls, honestly. So we're going to have to see what they do. Okay, so Queretaro is going to be in 16th place for me. Last season they finished 17th with 13 points. They had 3 wins, 4 draws, and 10 losses. They got a bunch of new players with Jefferson Montero from Swansea City, Omar Mendoza from Xolos, Hugo Magallanes from Celo Largo, Osvaldo Martinez from Puebla, and Jonathan Dos Santos from Universitario. And probably their best incorporation has to be Antonio Valencia. He did not have a lot of games last season with Quito though, so we'll have to see how he shows up. A lot of players down too. Jose Carlos Robles, Orvin Zurrita, David Salazar, Omar Arellano, Nicolas Abacin, and Julian Velasquez are all out. I don't see this team improving by that much. They are going to have some interesting players this season, but I just don't see them coming up that much to make the playoffs. Puebla, one of my favorite teams last season, I feel was going to end up in 15th place. They ended up in 12th and just clinched the playoff spot with 20 points. They had 6 wins, 2 draws, and 9 losses. They gave a fight to the champions, Leon. They really did. But they lost a lot of their base players. They lost their coach, who's an amazing coach who went to Cruz Azul. Nicolas Viconis, Pablo Gonzalez, Alejandro Chumacero, Brian Angulo, Osvaldito Martinez, Nestor Vidrio, Eduardo Herrera, and Ala Costa. That's basically the base of the team. Is all gone. That's why I feel they're going to drop to 15th place. But they did have a lot of new incorporations. Anthony Silva from Nacional, national player for Uruguay. Nicolas Larcamon, the new coach. Some players is going to be Daniel Segura, Clifford Abogaye, Guillermo Martinez, Diego De Buen, and Juan Pablo Segovia from América de Cali. We're going to have to see how these foreigners incorporate themselves into this team. It's basically going to be a brand new team, and it's obviously going to drop. 14th place for me is Mazatlan. They had 4 wins, 4 draws, and 9 losses, and finished in 14th place with 16 points, and I feel like they're going to do exactly the same this upcoming season. But you gotta love their jerseys. They have probably the best jerseys. I'm trying to look for it, but I can't find them. I like the home and away jerseys. They're both awesome. They got new players in Nestor Vidrio, Nicolas Viconis, Daniel Amador, Lorenzo Reyes, Ulises Cardona, and Gael Sandoval. Most of these players did well last season. They are losing though. Aldo Rocha, Cesar Huerta, Miguel Fraga, Jorge Valdivia, Gonzalo Jara, Miguel Sansores, and Martin Rodriguez. Martin Rodriguez, for me, being their best player, he actually, if I'm not mistaken, was in the top 2 in assists last season. So they're about to lose their best player. Necaxa, the lucky number 13. They had 7 wins, 3 draws, and 7 losses with 24 points and finished in 10th place. They did get eliminated by my Chivas in the playoffs. A very hard-working team that pushes up a lot. They do have some interesting incorporations with Edgar Hernandez, Jose Aguilar, Daniel Lopez, Leo Ramos, Francisco Cuna, Tobias Figueroa. Getting kicked off the team is Claudio Baeza, Lucas Pasarin, Ian Gonzalez, and Ricardo Chavez. Interesting players coming in, I would have to say, is Leo Ramos, who's a goal scorer. Last season he did struggle, but he can always wake up whenever. You guys know how forwards are. The players leaving that I thought were interesting was Ian Gonzalez and Ricardo Chavez. Ricardo Chavez is a very consistent player on the defensive line. Claudio Baeza and Toluca was a national team player for Chile, so they have a big loss there. Toluca is going to end up 12th place. Last season they ended up in 11th with 21 points, 6 W's, 3 draws, and 8 losses. New incorporations are going to be Jose Juan Vasquez from Chivas. You guys know he likes to party. Rodrigo Salunas from Pachuca. Claudio Baeza. Jorge Torres Nilo, a great veteran for Tigres. And Miguel Barberi. Actually, looking at this list, they have great incorporations here. Players getting booted: Alan Medina to America, Carlos Cisneros, Javier Güemes, Jonathan Maidana, and Adrian Mora. I would say like they broke even. They broke even from players who were coming in and players who are leaving. Hernan Cristante is a good coach. I think this might be his second stint with Toluca. Last time they did fire him, even though he was doing a great job, but it wasn't his fault that the players were all injured. I won't forget they got their butt kicked out of them by Sporting Kansas City in the CONCACAF Champions League. So, but I'm over it. Xolos is going to be 11th for me. They finished with 15 points last season and finished in 15th place. They had 4 wins, 3 draws, and 10 losses. But they renovated the team. Esteban Paves, Mauro Manotas, Eduardo Tercero, Miguel Sansores, Brian Angulo, Gonzalo Jara, Fidel Martinez, Junior Sornosa, all new players. Mauro Manotas, coming from Houston Dynamo, is a very good attacker, Colombian guy. Paves is from Chile, who plays for the national team. Tercero is a player from Tigres, who in my opinion was a very good defender, but you guys know Tuquita does not like to play his young players. Miguel Sansores scores goals. He scores goals when he plays. Brian Angulo is a veteran, but he gets the job done. They will lose the Mauro Lainez, Aldo Cruz, Jorge Aguilar, Miguel Barberi, Clifford Abogae, and Omar Mendoza. Honestly, Xolos has updated the squad. They really did. So if they do not, end up at least 11th, I'll be surprised. 10th place is going to be Atlas, a team that finished with 3 wins, 5 draws, 9 losses, 14 points, and ended up in 16th place. I have a gut feeling that Atlas is going to get a lot better because they have a lot of new incorporations. Unfortunately, their forward, Julio Fuchs, did get injured though. But they did get Aldo Rocha, Luis Reyes, Pablo Gonzalez, Brian Garnica, and Gadi Aguirre. They did lose Edgar Hernandez, Jesus Isijara, Germán Conti, Lorenzo Reyes, and Nacho Geraldinho. That's a good team. They like to play a lot of Mexicans. And with these new incorporations, they're going to get better. Sorry, folks, for this next one, but Pumas is going to go down to 9th. A team that ended up in 2nd place with 8 wins, 8 draws, and 1 loss with 32 points. And they did a very good job against León. They did a very great job against Cruz Azul. They are incorporating Martin Rodriguez, who's the best assister in the league, but they are losing Andres Iniestra, Carlos Gonzalez to Tigres, Alejandro Mayorga to Chivas. It is a team that plays with a bunch of Mexicans. Without honesty, I don't think they were playing very good. I didn't know what they really played. I mean, they centered the ball and have two very good header guys with Dineno and Carlos Gonzalez, but they're about to lose one. So, and I don't think Martin Rodriguez is going to fill in that spot. Lilini is going to have to do a lot of work with this team. A lot of young players that he's going to have to incorporate, and a lot of experience that's going to be missing this upcoming season. So good luck to Pumas. 8th place is going to be Santos Laguna. 7 wins, 4 draws, 6 losses, and 25 points is what they finished with. And they finished in 8th place too. They are incorporating Jesus Isijara, Ignacio Geraldinho, Jose Chato Avila, and they are losing Julio Furch, their best forward. Kyle Sandoval, a very good player in the wing for them this past season, but not for Chivas. Brian Garnica from Atlas, and Jose Carlos Van Rankin from Chivas. They will get back Lozano. Hopefully he's back in rhythm by the time the season starts. We don't know yet. Almada is a very good coach. I like how he plays. He plays offensively. He does leave his back line open though. Maybe he might make some adjustments this season. Are you guys ready for the most hated team in North America, Club America? Last season, they had 9 wins, 5 draws, 3 losses. But I feel like they're going to be in 7th place. They have a new coach who actually coached in Real Madrid. They have interesting incorporations with some young guys. Mauro Lainez, Alan Medina, Pedro Aquino. They are losing Santiago Cáceres, Ruben Gonzalez, Paula Aguilar, and Luis Reyes. Mauro Lainez and Alan Medina are not going to do much to help this team. Now, Pedro Aquino is very trustworthy. But I won't forget that miss he had against LAFC. And I do think it was honestly crazy for them to fire Miguel Herrera over what happened. I think he should have been given another opportunity. He's a very passionate coach, but it's not his fault that the team had a lot of injuries. La Cruz Azulada is next. A team that finished 4th last season. They had 9 wins, 2 draws, and 6 losses, and I feel like they are going to be in 6th place. They got rid of Ftubol for thinking that he, I don't know, let the team lose or something. It's not his fault. They did have 29 points, and they are going to keep the base of the team. They are getting rid of Jonathan Borja, who was a bench player, and Daniel Lopez. So, I mean, it's the same team. They are going to drop a bit because it's a new coach. It's hard to maintain a rhythm. Man, but that 4-0 loss against Pumas, that was amazing. If I never saw things like that happen, and then for that to happen was just a shock. And whoever betted that Pumas would win 4-0 that game must have made some good money now. So, good job to them. And it keeps going. La maldición keeps going. And we're going to have to see when it's going to stop. Pachuca is going to be in 5th place. Last season they had 6 wins, 7 draws, 4 losses with 25 points. And they ended up in 9th place. Why do I say they're going to be in 5th place? Because of Victor Guzman. Victor Guzman is a midfielder who can score, who can defend. He's an all-around player. They got Harold Mosquera from FC Dallas, Mauro Quiroga, a great forward, and Matias Catalan from San Luis. Some players they lost are Rodrigo Salinas to Toluca, Victor Davila to De Leon, and Leo Ramos to Necaxa. They're going to have the same base team, but now they're going to improve with Mauro Quiroga and Victor Guzman out here not doing coke. The team's going to improve. The Goats are up next, a team that finished with 26 points, 7 wins, 5 draws, and 5 losses in 7th place. Last season is going to be 4th now. Why? Because of Vucetich. Vucetich and the incorporations of Van Rankin, Cesar Huerta, Alejandro Mayorga, and Carlos Cisneros. I feel like Van Rankin and Mayorga are going to start for Chivas. They're going to take Ponce out and Sanchez out. Two aging players who just don't have a spot in here anymore. They are going to lose, though, Jose Juan Vasquez, Chofis Lopez, and Alexis Peña. Hopefully they find them spots so they can get rid of them and don't have to pay them as much money as they make. Monterrey is going to be third place. Last season they finished in 5th place with 8 wins, 5 draws, and 4 losses. Ended up with 29 points. They are only going to incorporate Adrian Mora from Toluca, a young center back who's going to be learning from Nicolas Sanchez. And hopefully he takes his spot, so we can have a Mexican pairing in the back with Cesar Montes. Vasco Aguirre is coming in to replace Antonio Mohamed. Vasco Aguirre is a great coach. If I'm not mistaken, he coached either Japan or South Korea. He also coached in Egypt. Coached Atletico Madrid and took them to the Champions League. After him, it was Simeone who took over. So we have a good coach coming in from Monterrey. Dun dun dun. The final two. Tigres. Tigres is gonna be second place. Last season they had 7 wins, 7 draws, and 3 losses. Ended up in 6th place with 28 points. They just got off beating LAFC for the CCL Championship, and they're gonna go to the Club World Cup in February. With the incorporations of Carlos Gonzalez from Pumas and Aldo Cruz from Xolos. Aldo Cruz I doubt he's gonna be a starter over Dueñas, but he should be now. Carlos Gonzalez is gonna be pairing up with Gignac, and he can take away defenders from Gignac and open up spaces for the both of them. They did lose Chino Vargas, Ulises Cardona, Eduardo Tercero, and Jorge Torres Nilo. Not big losses, losses that can't be replaced and aren't going to make much of a difference. By the way, I expect Tigres to be top 3 at the Club World Cup. I want them to beat Bayern, but it's not going to happen. They're probably going to lose 3-0. And last, and in first place, Leon. They ended up with 12 wins, 4 draws, and 1 loss last season with 40 points. They are going to add Victor Davila and Ruben Gonzalez, and they are going to lose Pedro Aquino. Pedro Aquino's position is going to be replaced by Ivan Rodriguez, which I'm happy because it's a Mexican player. More minutes for him, and he's probably going to be in the selection. Leon has Nacho Ambriz. Probably the man that's going to replace Tata Martino once he leaves. Similar playing style. Navarro, Montes, Gigliotti. They're all there and they're going to stay there. What else do we expect from them? They're going to be champions.